Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Should You Summon for Patricia, Holy Knight's Gift, and Resna, Starry Heaven's Gift. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay you guys, here we have Resna. She is an ice attacker. Her gifts are Destructive Power Boost, Slash Shield, and Skill Power Up. Her synthesis colors are purple and red. Looking at her gifts, I really like this Destructive Power Boost a lot just to be able to apply it to all my battle items. I really like being able to do more damage with them whenever I do get to use them just to help me like clear stuff a little bit faster here and there. So that's always really nice. The slash shield, I don't really use the shields too often, but like I said before, I feel like they'll be helpful in some stages here and there, whenever we do ever get to use them. And as far as her skill power up boost is like my favorite thing that Resna has. Um, it it can be used for like virtually anybody, so that's always really nice to apply to any of your equipments. And the fact that she has it is just really good, especially since her synthesis colors are like purple and red. That means that she can combo with like a lot more people to have way more like different equipments that we can make the half skill power up with like different like combinations. That's always like really nice. So I'm really happy that she has skill power up. um yeah, as far as like her gifts overall, like they're pretty good. I'm really happy with Resna's gifts. Okay, you guys, let's check out Resna's stats, shall we? Her stats are as follows: HP 1668, physical attack 578, magic attack 767, her speed is 239, her physical defense is 500, and lastly, her magic defense is 545. Looking at Resna's stats, they're actually pretty good. I really like how much magic attack she has. She has the same magic attack as Izana, so they're both equal in being like the top magic attackers. As far as her speed goes, her speed being at 239 is actually pretty good. It means that she's not like the slowest, but she's also like not the fastest, but it's at a really good place. And I like how tanky she kind of is at 500 and 545 physical defense and magic defense. It looks like her stats are like pretty balanced. I'm kind of liking Resna stats. They're pretty good. Okay, guys, let's take a look at Resna's skills, shall we? Here we are, Resna Starry Heaven's Gift for Ryza Festival slash Christmas Legends Fest. Her skills are as follows. Skill 1 is after attacking, give critical damage plus 5% to all allies, maximum 30%. It has a wait time of 100, the range is single target, the power is 91, and the break is 8. Looking at Resna's first skill, I really like Resna's first skill a lot because it applies, I mean, it doesn't apply. It gives everyone critical damage plus 5% every time she uses it. And it never says that it goes away and it maxes out at 30%. So it means that everybody is just going to be having like 30% increased critical damage just by Resna, using her first skill. And that's always really good because I'm always looking for more critical damage and critical rate. That so I can do more damage. So yeah, I really like Resna's first skill a lot. Okay, you guys, let's check out Resna's second skill. Her skill 2 is before attacking, there is a very high probability of applying Kachi Kochi to the target until it is attacked twice. And I believe that Kachi Kochi is when applied to an enemy, the next attack it receives will be a guaranteed critical hit. It has a wait time of 200, the range is single target, the power is 301, and the break is 37. Looking at Resna's second skill, I really like Resna's second skill, especially if we ever get to apply the Kachi Kochi, because the Kachi Kochi makes it so that our next attack to that enemy is guaranteed to be a critical hit. So that means you're going to be doing a lot more damage to the enemy. And it's really nice to like just guarantee yourself a crit every time. I really like this skill a lot. So yeah, Resna's second skill is really good. I like it. And it has pretty high power at 301. Yeah. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at Resna's burst, shall we? Her burst is critical rate of this attack is 100%. After attacking, there is a very high probability of giving Kachi Kochi to the target until it is attacked twice. Kachi Kochi is, when applied to an enemy, the next attack it receives will be a guaranteed critical hit. It has a wait time of 200, the range is AoE, the power is 300, and the break is 37. Looking at Resna's burst, I really like Resna's burst a lot too, because she's guaranteed to crit with her burst, and it has a pretty high multiplier at 300%. And I like that it also applies to Kachi Kochi because, like I said, we always want to be critting, and that being able to be guaranteed a crit is just really, really good. And I like that both her skill 2 and her burst apply it. It's going to be really helpful for like the whole team. Yeah, her burst is really good. Let's take a look at her passives. Her passives are boost status effect resistance by 20% and critical damage plus 20% for all allies. Looking at her passives, I really like the she boosts status effect resistance by 20% because it's like resistance for all effects, not just, one particular one like paralysis or poison like some of the other characters, and that's always really, really nice. And then as far as her second passive goes, I really, really, really like her second passive because it just passively gives everyone on the team 20% more critical damage just by her being on the team. And that's really, really good. We're always looking for more crit rate and more crit damage. And this ties in really, really well with her second skill and her burst because if the Kachi Kochi, that is a guaranteed crit. So that's always really, really nice. Um, yeah, I like her passives. Overall, Resna is a really, really, really good attacker. She gives everyone more crit damage as well as allows everyone to crit. Both of those things are really, really good, especially when we put them together, and then she can do some damage too. Yeah, Resna overall is really good. I like her. Okay, guys, let's take a look at Patricia, shall we? Here we are, Patricia. She is a slash defender. Her gifts are physical defense blessing, single recovery bonus, and all resistance up resolved. Her synthesis colors are blue and yellow. Looking at her gifts aren't too bad. The physical defense blessing should help you be a little bit more tanky here and there whenever you do end up using it on some items. Um, but there's better things out there like increased crit rate and stuff. As far as the single recovery bonus goes, I kind of like the single recovery bonus just because, whenever you do apply it to your single recovery items, it should help them do a little bit more healing here and there, and that's always really, really nice. And then lastly, her all resistance up resolved. Her all resistance up resolved is okay. I like that it reduces damage taken by 1 to 10%, like from all sources, not just one particular source. What I don't like about it is that what it has to be when your HP is 50% or lower, and sometimes your characters aren't going to be at 50% HP or lower, and that's kind of annoying. But it might work really well for Patricia just because she's a tank and she tends to taunt the enemy, so they're going to be hitting her, but it's not like my favorite gift like out there. There's better ones. As far as her synthesis colors go, being blue and yellow, that's pretty good. Like I said, the more synthesis colors you have, the better. So yeah. Overall, her gifts are all right. There's better gifts out there, but having them and being able to use them for different combinations will be really good. Yep. Okay, guys, let's take a look at Patricia's stats, shall we? Patricia's stats are HP 2269, physical attack 656, magic attack 500, speed 242, physical defense 667, and lastly, magic defense 667. Looking at Patricia's stats, her stats are pretty good. Her HP is pretty high at 2269. It's like not the highest, but not the lowest. It's pretty high up there. As far as her speed goes, her speed being 242 makes her the third fastest current 3-star defender that we have, and that's pretty good. You always want to go faster. As far as her physical defense and magic defense go, she doesn't have the highest physical defense and magic defense. That goes to Sophie, but it's still pretty high at 667. Both of them. It means she's gonna be pretty tanky. And also her kit helps her a lot too. So yeah, her stats are pretty good. I like them. Okay, guys. Let's take a look at Patricia's skills, shall we? Here we are, Patricia Holy Night Gift for Ryza Festival / Christmas Legends Fest. Her skills are as follows. Her skill 1 is, after attacking, give yourself damage received minus 15% until you're attacked once, as well as recovers own HP by 15%. It has a wait time of 100, the range is single target, the power is 72, and the break is 7. Looking at Patricia's first skill, I really like Patricia's first skill a lot. It reminds me a lot of Oscar's first skill, except that Patricia's is a lot better because it gives her damage received minus 15%, and the damage received minus 15% doesn't state for a specific type of damage, so it means all types of damage, and that's always really really good. And I really like that she heals her own self by 15% because it helps her become a little bit more self-sustaining, and that's always really nice in a tank, just so you don't have to worry so much about them. And yeah, I really like Patricia's first skill a lot. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at Patricia's second skill. Her skill 2 is, after attacking, give yourself damage received minus 20% until you're attacked twice, and grants yourself counter, which is also known as, sorry you guys, I'm about to butcher this, uh, Yukibukiken to yourself until you countered twice. It has a wait time of 200, the range is single target, the power is 246, and the break is 36. Looking at Patricia's second skill, I really like Patricia's second skill because it gives yourself damage received minus 20%, and like I said before, it doesn't state like a specific type of damage, so it's just for all kinds of damage, and it's 20%, which is really really good. Um, I also like that she gives herself a counter attack, just because there's only one other tank that we have right now that does counter attacks, and it's the free tank that we got. I forgot her name, so, but yeah, as far as her skill 2 goes, I really, really, really like that it gives herself minus 20% damage received, and she also counters. That's a really good combination. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at Patricia's Burst. Patricia's Burst is, before attacking, removes own negative effects, and after attacking, recover 50% of own HP. It has a wait time of 200, the range is single target, the power is 500, and the break is 93. Looking at Patricia's Burst, I like Patricia's Burst a lot. It reminds me a lot of like Oscar's burst, but I think I like Patricia's burst a little bit more because it cleanses negative effects instead of status effects. And negative effects include things like nullify. And nullify is really annoying when you're trying to keep your tank at like really high health, so they can stay alive. Because nullify doesn't allow you to heal. And Patricia being able to cleanse nullify is just really really good just because you don't ever have to really worry about her then. And I also like that she recovers 50% of her own HP because it makes her a lot more like self-sufficient, and like having a tank that's self-sufficient and is pretty tanky is kind of nice. I like Patricia a lot. Let's take a look at Patricia's passives. Patricia's passives are dark resistance plus 30% and become much more likely to be targeted by enemies. When a counterattack is successful, give yourself damage received minus 5% and max 20%. Looking at Patricia's first passive, the dark resistance plus 30%, should be helpful in stages where there's enemies that are dark. Um, but her second passive I like a lot because it makes her a lot more like easy to be targeted. So she's gonna be taunting the enemies, and it's just kind of built into her, and that's always really nice for a tank. And I like the second part of it. When a counter is successful, give yourself damage received minus 5% because it doesn't ever go away, and it just means that she's gonna be just like 20% more tankier as long as she counters, and it's damage received minus 5%, so it's like it's talking about all types of damage and not just one singular type of damage again, and that's always really really good for a tank. So yeah, I like her passives a lot. Yeah, overall, Patricia is like a really, really solid like tank. She is self-sustaining. Is she mitigates damage pretty well, and she's pretty tanky. So all that together, it just makes for like a really, really good tank. So I like her a lot. Yeah. Okay, you guys, lastly, I wanted to talk about the Memoria that is coming out with Resna and Patricia. It is called Starbirth Festival Night. It is, while equipped to a character with Ice Affinity, boosts skill damage by 6 to 52%. At level 30, it has HP 18%, physical attack 16%, magic attack 31%, speed 4%, physical defense 13%, and magic defense 13%. Looking at this Memoria, I really like this Memoria a lot. It's definitely really good for Ice Affinity characters because it boosts their skill damage by 6 to 52% at like higher refinements. So if you kind of add up the 52% and the 31%, it goes to like a lot of damage, especially for like Resna, like Ice Resna and other characters. And that's always really nice. So yeah, this Memoria is pretty good. I like it. Okay, you guys, lastly, I wanted to go over whether or not we should be summoning on this banner, and I think that yes, you should definitely be summoning on this banner. Resna is a really strong attacker who boosts your critical damage passively and also with her first skill, as well as she allows your team to crit. And both of those things together combined is really, really good, especially if someone is doing damage, just like Resna. So she's just a really solid character. I really like her. And then as far as Patricia goes, she is a pretty tanky defender with a slash attribute. She mitigates how much damage she's going to be taking, and she is also pretty self-sufficient uh, because she cleanses negative effects, and she also heals herself with her first skill and her burst. So that's always really, really good on a tank so that you don't have to worry about them too much. And then lastly, the Memoria is also really good. Uh, uh, the only caveat being that it's for ice characters, but the boost from the Memoria is really good. The magic attack is really high at 31%, and if you can get the Memoria to higher refinements, the boost for the skill damage is going to be like 52%, and that's like insanely high. And like all that together, it just equals to like a lot of damage. So yeah, no, overall, this banner is really, really good. If you can, you should definitely use your gems to try to get Resna or like even the Memoria, but if you can't, that's fine. Just definitely try to get Resna. Um, as far as like if you should exchange for her, if she has something you need and like you already have Liddy and you already have Sophie and you don't need like anything else, uh, yeah, you should definitely try to exchange for Resna. Yeah, no, this banner is really, really good. I like it a lot. Um, yeah. Okay, you guys, that should be it for the video. I would like to wish all of you guys good luck on all your summons, and if you guys liked this video and found any of this information helpful, please make sure to leave a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!